I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is arguably one of the most expensive cities in the world. But there's a huge tech scene here, and engineers love to come here and work to get that beautiful tech salary. So, to show you how expensive it is, here's how much I spend per week. I'm sharing this because a lot of people like to keep their financial life private, but I think it's important to share it so we can better learn from each other on how to save, invest, and spend our money. I broke my spending down into 12 categories from lowest to highest, starting off with my cheapest category, my haircut. Usually I get a haircut once a month. It costs me about $40 per month or about $10 per week on average. Moving on, we have monthly subscriptions. I pay for Amazon Prime, which costs $16.40 per month, Spotify, which costs $10 per month, Netflix costs $10 per month as well, and Epidemic Sound, which is the platform I use to get music for my videos, that costs me $15 per month. Adding all this up, we get $51.40 for subscriptions for that month. That would be equivalent to $12.85 per week. Next, I have a phone plan here with AT&T. It's a prepaid plan where I get unlimited texting, calling, and data, and I can also use my phone number anywhere in North America. So for example, if I'm in Canada, I don't have to pay extra for using my phone number there. And this plan costs me $53 per month or $13.25 per week. Next, we have health insurance. Unfortunately, it's not free here in the US and you have to pay. I pay about $88 per month for it, or on average $22 per week. This allows me to see a doctor or a dentist whenever, but I do have to pay $30 every time I visit. Moving on, car insurance for my 2008 blue Honda Civic costs me $90 per month with Geico, which ends up being roughly $22.50 per week. Next, there is utilities, which is made up of three parts: water, internet, and PG&E. PG&E is just the gas and electricity that I use for my house. It definitely changes every month depending on how much gas and electricity I use, but on average I pay about $60 per month for it. The water bill also changes quite a bit every month. Obviously, if I'm traveling for a particular month, then I won't be paying as much in water, but on average it tends to cost about $30 per month. Finally, I pay about $25 per month for internet. Obviously, that's a constant every single month and it doesn't change. Now, converting these numbers from per month to per week, we get $15 per week for PG&E, $7.50 per week for water, and $6.25 per week for internet. That adds up to $28.75 per week on utilities. Moving on is how much money I spend on gas for my 2008 Honda Civic. It obviously depends on how much I drive per week, but in general, I fill my tank up once a week and it costs me about $40 to do so. But keep in mind, I usually fill up my tank when it's about like 25%. But when gas prices were higher earlier this year, I'd be spending like $50 to $60 or even more than $60 just to fill up my tank. Moving on, there's groceries. I do most of my grocery shopping at Costco and Safeway. Again, the total tends to vary month to month, but I usually try to spend anywhere between $250 to $350. So let's just take an average of $300 per month spent on groceries. Converting that to per week, that's about $75 per week on groceries. And if you're curious, usually when I go grocery shopping, I buy the exact same stuff every time. Eggs, pancake batter, Greek yogurt, honey, protein powder, bananas, frozen mangoes, peanut butter, almond milk, strawberry jam, toast, rice, chicken, beef or salmon, avocados, mayo, ice cream, and some random snacks. I try my best not to cheap out on this groceries category because eating healthy food is obviously essential. Next category is going out and chilling. Back in my university days, I'd always keep this category to a minimum because I was always studying and I was also a broke university student. But now I tend to spend a bit more on this category and enjoy my time quite a bit. This week, I went to karaoke with a few friends that cost me $25.38, but it was pretty fun. I also went to a charity concert with a friend in Berkeley and there were these Arab artists performing. The concert cost me about $30. I also bought some steaks and cooked it with a few friends for Thanksgiving, and that cost me about $40. So for that week on going out, hanging out, and chilling, I spent $95.38. Now, because I tend to go out a lot, I like to have a VPN. Specifically, I use NordVPN, who are sponsoring this part of the video. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and I use it to help keep my digital identity private online. This is what your internet access looks like when you have a VPN, and this is what it looks like without a VPN. As you can see, without a VPN, hackers, governments, or corporate companies can use many methods to spy on your internet traffic, steal your data, or inflict your laptop or phone with a virus. So every time I go out, I'd usually connect to public Wi-Fi at airports, cafes, libraries, hotels, restaurants, etc. But this public Wi-Fi is most likely unsecure and unsafe. So I have to use a VPN like NordVPN to protect my data and prevent anyone from tracking my online activity. Most importantly, I don't want any viruses on my devices. It's always better to be safe than sorry. The same way you have a passcode on your phone, a door lock on your house, or a key to unlock your car to protect your physical possessions, you need to do the same with a VPN to protect your digital possessions. Get an exclusive NordVPN deal here with this link. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Anyways, moving on is the eating out category. Every week, this ends up being a lot higher than I want it to be. In general, I mainly have 21 meals a week, 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The 7 breakfasts I eat in a week, I always eat at home, and the cost of that is included in the groceries category. I don't even go out to drink coffee for breakfast. Moving on, out of the 7 lunches I eat in a week, 4 of them I cook at home, and the remaining 3 I eat out. I usually do that if I don't have enough time to cook lunch or if one of my coworkers wants to grab lunch together. Next, out of the 7 dinners I eat in a week, 3 of them I cook at home and the remaining 4 I eat out. Usually it's because I'll go out with friends and socialize over dinner. Looking back at my credit card statement, here's how much money I spent on the 4 dinners that I ate out that week. On Thursday, I went to Chipotle for dinner and spent $10.17. On Friday, I went to Dave's Hot Chicken for dinner and spent $15.21. On Saturday, I went to sushi for dinner and spent $48. And on Sunday, I went to Zarine's for dinner and spent $15.89. Now, for the 3 lunches I ate that week, I went to Subway and spent $10.49 on Monday. I then went to Chipotle and spent $10.17 on Wednesday. And finally, on Friday, I went to a kebab shop with a coworker and spent $14.83. Adding all these meals for the week, I spent a total of $124.76 for that week on just eating out. That's in addition to the $75 per week I already spent on groceries. I'm honestly not too happy again on how much money I spent on this category, but I justify it to myself by saying it's worth it for the social aspect of being around people. Also, if I'm busy with work and I don't have enough time to cook, it definitely saves me time. And I guess I'm just kind of buying my time back when I eat out and buy food outside. Moving on, the next category of spending is my athletics. This is the one category that I don't cheap out on because of how much joy I get from living an active lifestyle. The way I think about it is if you don't spend this kind of money right now on your health when you're young, you'll be forced to spend it later on when you're older, when you have some kind of injury or disease, and you're just forced to spend it to get whatever you can back for your health. That being said, the first expense here is my gym membership that costs me $35 per month or $8.75 per week. And if you're curious, I tend to go to City Sports Club. I also train Jiu-Jitsu and have to pay for a Jiu-Jitsu membership which costs me $175 per month or $43.75 per week. I also pay an additional $15 per month or $3.75 per week on online Jiu-Jitsu tutorials that I can kind of review when I'm not in class. In addition, this particular week, I paid for a Jiu-Jitsu competition that cost me about $105. Now, because this isn't a regular weekly expense, let's just average it out over the entire month, which means I spent about $26.25 per week for that competition. Fun fact, for this competition, I technically won all my Jiu-Jitsu fights and should have gotten a gold medal. But for one of my fights, it was a really hard battle and I ended up winning, and I was so excited to win that out of pure emotion and excitement, I screamed, "Fuck yeah." But apparently I'm not allowed to say the F word in a jiu-jitsu competition, which I didn't know about, and I ended up losing some points, which meant instead of getting a gold medal, I was forced to get a bronze medal. Anyways, it is what it is. I now know not to swear ever again in these jiu-jitsu competitions, even if it's with good intention. Finally, the last expense in my athletics category would be my gymnastics cost. I'd pay about $75 per week to go to a gymnastics gym and train backflips and other acrobatic skills. That being said, adding all my athletic expenses together, I'm paying $152.50 per week on this category. The next and highest category is obviously rent. Rent here in California is absolutely atrocious. Most people here on average pay well over $1,500 per month, and if you choose to live alone, you'll be paying well over $2,000 per month. I tried to be a bit frugal when it came to rent, so I decided to live with 2 roommates, and we spent a lot of time searching through Zillow.com to find a place that we were all happy with, and I ended up finding this townhouse that we really liked. We split the rent 3 ways, and my portion of the rent is $1,060 per month. which is equivalent to $265 per week. For most places in the world, that's actually really expensive, but for the Bay Area, that's honestly pretty cheap, so I guess I'm happy with that. Now, adding all these weekly expenses together, we find out that I pay, on average per week, $861.99. Wow, that's a lot more than I thought, but I'm curious to see the percentages breakdown of this. Rent and utilities together make up 34.1%. My athletic expenses make up 17.7%. For the most part, those two categories are non-negotiable for me and I have to obviously pay them. Eating out, going out, and chilling together makes up 25.5%. Groceries makes up 8.7% of my total expenses. Moving on, car insurance, gas, and even health insurance are all just necessities, and combined they make up 9.8%. Finally, the remaining miscellaneous stuff like haircut, my AT&T phone plan, and my subscriptions combined make up 4.2%. I think the one that I can really control and potentially make a bit lower would be the eating out, going out, and chilling category. Those 25.5% can definitely be reduced. But honestly, as long as I'm spending less than how much I make and I'm able to save and invest the remaining amount, I'm happy. And to be honest, I feel like it's better for me to spend a lot of my time and effort trying to make more money than to cheap out and try to save every little single penny that I can. But I am self-aware that as humans, we're weirdly emotionally attached to money. Because why does losing $100 feel so much worse than how good it feels to gain $500? I don't know. But anyways, I hope this video brought you value. If it did, check out this video where I share with you how much my engineering degree cost me, or check out that video where I share with you how I was able to graduate university debt free. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!